What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Beyond the Arc, along with Anthony Morrow. I am Colby Daniels. Ant, my man, always great to see your face. What is happening today?
Always a pleasure, my brother. Always a pleasure. Doing well, man. We didn't. It's been a while, bro. Like I told you, man. It didn't feel right, man. I got to see my. Got to get it in.
That's right.
Now I'm
That's
good
right.
though, bro. Good. Top of the week, man. Started off. Got a workout in. Ran some errands, man. Been handling business, man. So staying in the routine, bro.
Very nice. Very nice. How'd your son's basketball game go this weekend?
Oh man, they did. They won a championship, and he played really well, man. He shot it really well. Made me feel good. But
Oh, yeah.
I told you he has had on the defensive end, man. He averaged probably like 4 or 5 steals a game, closing out, contested shot. He take it serious, So, I was able to catch his tournament and then also went over to see West Charlotte play against South Met. Shout out to my little cousin over there at West Charlotte, KOKH, Coleman, um, and all those guys over there. They played well, so they advanced to the Final Four um, in their state tournament. So we're gonna go to the little North Rhine on Wednesday
Yeah.
and check them out against West Forsyth, which is really good, really, really good program. So they don't really get tested on Wednesday. But a lot of basketball this weekend, bro. That's how we do.
That's right. And it's officially the month of March, right? I mean, this is when like high school state tournaments are underway. College basketball is entering March Madness. The NBA is post All-Star break and really ramping up toward things. So it is officially like hoops time of the year where everything ramps up. So we got a lot to talk about since we're making up for lost time with scheduling conflicts and all that good stuff. But a bunch of different places we can start. I guess like we'll start with the most recent thing because the Thunder last night beat the Dallas Mavericks. Second game with SGA back after missing 9 games. Thunder went 5-4 without SGA in the lineup. He comes back and was fantastic against Denver, although he didn't play the overtime. Was fantastic against Dallas last night. And with his 30-point performance against the Mavs last night, he breaks Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record for consecutive 20-plus point performances on the road. Shea with 59 of those. Now, this is kind of an interesting thing because, like, it's such an arbitrary, like, record, right? Like, 20 points plus, or you could set it at 25, right? I mean, you can kind of, like, pick and choose where you want to set these, like, streaks and gauge them from. But the reality is, anytime you're breaking a record that was set by Wilt Chamberlain, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and he's still young, man. So I'm happy to see. I'm happy to see that. So we got 3 more games. He needs 3 more to. I mean, he's gonna do
To
it,
break
man.
the
He's
overall record, yeah. Last night he broke the road consecutive streak. He now has 123 straight regular season games at 20 plus points. Wilt Chamberlain's record is 126 consecutive games. So
we
if
need
he
4.
does it against, they're at Chicago Tuesday night, at New York Wednesday night. They'll be back home, I think, facing Golden State on Saturday. And then next Monday against Denver would be the night that Shea would break the overall streak. But he last night broke the road consecutive streak.
Yeah, he'll get it done. So he needs 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the the way they play is almost like because like think about it. He's so efficient, because he's going to get to the line. But like you don't see a 9 for 28 game from Shea. He's always around 50% from the field every night, damn near every night. So I don't see him not, being able to get. I know you say they got Chicago. I don't know who else they have on that schedule. But I mean, they're the best defensive team in the league, so I mean, it's not like you got to worry about seeing them, unless it's San Antonio, obviously, because they're a really good defensive team. But I think that's remarkable, man. I mean, and I kind of get the records. That's a big record to break because they now, you can look in your phone and they're like such and such scored 20 points first time and ate an omelet this morning, first player to do that since LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like they just make up these records. Like, but that's a huge record to beat right there. And I think that, I think that he's going to definitely break that record. And that's the thing about him. Um, he pick and chooses his spots. You can't speed him up. He a mid-range killer. And then he's going to get to the line and get to the rim. So it's crazy because he averaging like what, six? How many assists is he averaging? Like seven? More than that?
That
Six?
sounds right. Yeah, that sounds right.
Somewhere around 6, 7 assists. So yeah, he's still getting the guys involved. So as long as as long as he plays his normal game, man, that's a huge record right there. Anything with Wilt Chamberlain's name involved in it, that's huge.
There, when you talk about Shea's game, two things really stand out to me. Number one, and you already said it, efficiency, right? I mean, he can score from every spot on the floor, especially with his improved 3-point game. I mean, he can get to the rim. The mid range game is absolutely filthy. His 3-point shot has become something that you have to be aware of. He gets to the free throw line, like he can kill you from every area. But to the point of this record, I mean, efficiency is one, but consistency is the other, right? Like he is a certain level of consistency that I think is a big reason why this team is as good as they are, and that reflects also in this record. He shows up and puts in the work in a consistent way that is reflective with, I think, this streak.
Yeah, I mean, and he shoot like 38% from three. Nobody really talking about that. But that's a testament to his work though. Like I like seeing stats like that, especially over time. You see his development every year. I mean, what else you think he's gonna get better at? Like, and then he comes in this year and he's shooting better from three. He's doing everything else he did last year. He's shooting better from three. The scary thing is that Denver game when he didn't play I watched that whole game. Overtime, he didn't play. He didn't have to play that last 5 minutes. I was like, if I'm other teams in the West, I'm concerned about that because they closing games out without him. They can win without him, but it's not like him playing is like Ja Morant missed like 20 something games, and they were like 19-1. And no disrespect to Ja, I think he's a great player. And Memphis was really good. They had a good little team they had together. I hate that they broke that up. But it's kind of seemed like it's empty calories. Like we can win without a superstar. But it's not the same with OKC because they don't hang their hat solely off Shea. He just the general and they build around him. Everybody knows. I told you everybody's like Michael Jordan or they roll. J Dub, I mean, look, chill. Don't come back too early. We're gonna slow roll it. AJ, six man, slow roll it. Don't rush. They ease Shea back into it, back into the lineup. And I mean, he came in running like, it was just, but the abdomen strain that does concern me because that stuff you really have to take your time when there's soft tissue stuff going on. But yeah, I think he's still the MVP, man. I don't see anybody right now. He's my MVP. I know everybody's saying the Joker, but they basically he's winning all the matchups against the Joker. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, I got to give him MVPs. It's hard not to give Joker the MVP. I understand you can argue it, it's fine, but I still got Shea as the MVP. I can't come off that. Champ, MVP, Finals MVP, all that.
Yeah. You've played with a lot of great scorers, multiple scoring champions. To watch those guys up close and see, how difficult it is to do what they do on a nightly basis. And again, like this is so crazy because Jordan never reached this mark, right? Wilt Chamberlain has some just crazy records that are probably never going to be broken. The all-time greats of this game, the great scorers of this game, some of which are your former teammates, have never reached this level of consistency and I mean, I guess just speak to what it is to do that night after night after night and never have one night off where you miss that mark.
People don't understand like the attrition it takes to be able to do that. Yeah, I played like the best. I mean, Dirk. But you see, like it's different because you get to see their habits. You get to see how they work. You get to work out with them. Like Kale probably is the most prolific. KD is the most prolific scorer I've ever played with or maybe seen in my life. So like seeing him work out on off days, his routine game day, his routine on practice days, um, it makes sense because it's like people see it on TV, but you don't see the day in, day out thing, taking care of your body, eating right, proper rest, workout habits like weight room, and it's just a daily thing. So like when you're doing that over the season's 8, 9 months, with us probably 9-10 because we got deep in the playoffs. It's like you see it day in, day out. So the consistency that they put in every day with their routine, it makes sense when you see it in the game. Because I remember coming in the league and I'm like, I want to see how they score like this. Like Carmelo Anthony. I was like, I watched him work out the first time we played. They came to, I think, yeah, it was like early in the season, Golden State. And I finished working out, the young guys out there early. And I just sat out there and waited on them to come work out. And I was just watching them. And I'm like, it looks easier in person than it looks on TV. And it looked easy on TV. But like you could tell he's been doing this right here for like, every day. You can tell the routine. And then the game starts and he's doing exactly what he was just working on. So it's just kind of a Steph the same way. It's just people got you don't have that you're not seeing this every day what I'm looking at. So and when you're in the locker room, it's normal. But when you hear a fan or one of my relatives call me like, man, that was crazy. I'm like, yeah, man, it's like you do that every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different. But that's the best way I could break that down. Guys, they're consistent in their habits, and that it pours over into the game.
When guys go on streaks of scoring X amount of points, or they're on pace to break some sort of record, not that becomes like the focal point of their game or the focal point of any matchup, but it's certainly, I mean, as a human being, it's something that's going to be on your mind. You're going to be aware of what that milestone is, and when it's within reach, obviously you are going to want to try to clear that obstacle in the process of doing everything that is team oriented. But I mean, there's going to be a point, I think, over these next 3 to 4 games where, like maybe it is tough, and they draw something up, but there's going to be some sort of concerted effort to make sure that Shea gets those marks, right? I mean, I think we've seen it in the past with guys going for records and streaks and different things like that. Like, it's not that you are sacrificing the good of team success or anything like that to land a milestone, but within the game, you are going to look for extra opportunities to try and secure, those historic milestones, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then the cool part is that like your teammates are trying to get you there. So I mean, anytime anybody's been close to a record or any kind of milestone, I mean, we all rallying around them. I remember like it was kind of cool because uh my rookie year, I think I'm still the only rookie to lead the league in 3-point percentage. And I remember Coach Nelson, like all the guys were like I hit two threes and I missed one. And Coach Nelson was like, Don Nelson, shout out to Coach Nelson. He was like, hey, don't shoot no more threes. Break the record. Don't shoot any more threes, all mid range. I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up, the guys are still finding me. They made sure I hit the two. And then I'm open. I had a heat
Yeah.
check. I missed it. He was like, Marl, come here. Hey, no more threes. No more threes. You're gonna break the record if you don't shoot it. Just all mid range. I was like, I got you, coach. So all the guys knew it. So I was like, hey man, if you pass to me and I start dribbling, don't get mad that you don't get this assist. The big man told me not to shoot no more threes, bro. So, but yeah, man, it's cool. Like, yeah, that's one of the things I miss about playing too, man. Like being a part of like history with guys like Russ
Yeah.
with the triple double. Being a part of that. I wasn't on the team when he got the actual record, but just being a part of it along with the journey with him. So it's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like Russ, for example, I know there were people that maybe like criticize the team for like getting out, like Adams moving out of the way so Russ could get an extra rebound, and it's like you're missing the point of all this. Like, they're gonna get the rebound anyway. Like, why are you upset about a concerted effort to let a guy like get an extra rebound when he's on this like streak to potentially do something that we've not seen, like, at that point in my lifetime, we've never seen anybody do what Russ was doing. Why is that an issue when we see it with almost every record in sports, right? There is a concerted effort by a player and or teammates and or opponent to prevent that from happening. Like, teams go out of their way to try and stop you, or teammates go out of their way to try and help you accomplish these things. Like, I don't know why it's viewed, I guess, in that way, but
It's just people need something to talk about on TV. Like I mean, it's different. Like, so if Steven Adams gets the rebound, like if Steven Adams gets the rebound, they're gonna say that's selfish. Should let Russ get the rebound. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then he lets Russ get the rebound. It's like, damn, y'all trying to like, like y'all trying to manipulate the situation. Like this isn't right. Like it's not a rule, bro. What are you talking about? But it's just something to talk about on television, man. Like it's nonsense.
Yeah. And again, you have to be good enough to put yourself in position to break that record for those things to even take place in the first place, right? It's not like that happened all the way up to it. Like a lot of the work is done by the player to put himself within reach of breaking a record, and then maybe you get a play or two like that ultimately happens. But yeah, it just kind of amuses me when people kind of get on their high horse and complain about this concerted effort to break records. Why would you not try to break a record if it's within reach, and why would your teammates not try to help you? It just, come on, get
If
out of
you
here.
got, you're not complaining about the 9 rebounds he just got on his own.
Right,
You're just
right.
mad. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But yeah, Shea, Chicago Tuesday night, at New York Wednesday night, home against Golden State on Saturday. That would tie the record, and then Denver on Monday would break the record. Which I guess we got to jump into the Denver game from last Friday night because that was when Shea came
Yeah,
back.
Lou.
Lou Dort, the popular topic of conversation. I wanted to text you and get your thoughts on this, but I was like, you know what? I want to save this for the podcast. I want to genuinely react to your
I was about to
comments
take.
because when all this was happening, I was getting text messages from a ton of people, and I was like, I can't wait to talk about this. So Lou Dort obviously trips Jokic. This is a very physical, chippy basketball game. Lou Dort trips Jokic. He gets the flagrant 2. He's kicked out. The game continues. I guess, what were your thoughts on the Lou Dort Jokic play?
I was like, yeah, Lou, get the identity, man. What are you talking about? Let's go, man. Nah, but Lou played like that. He played tough. The trip was kind of crazy because I think if he wouldn't have, the trip wasn't the problem. It was that he rubbed up against his other knee, so it looked like it could have been a serious injury. And then Joker's a big guy, lower extremities. He's a superstar. They had to kick him out the game. Like when I saw because at first I'm like, it looked like a normal. He might have stuck his leg out and get a flagrant 1. But then when I saw the replay, I'm like, oh, because it looked like if it was one little wrong step or turn, he could have did something to his knee. So I wasn't really mad at it. I like the fact that Lou, like the way he was competing though, because he already played hard. Like he don't say a lot, not a trash talk or anything. So he kind of got in his Draymond bag with that. And unfortunately, yeah, he got kicked out. But my thing was like, you see Joker's face? That was like real first 48 psycho looking. Like I was like, damn. But have you seen his brothers? His brothers
Oh,
come
yeah.
to the game. They
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about that action too. They like his size.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and but great competitive basketball though. I like that because I mean this is a playoff implication game. You know they always compete, play hard. Shea didn't have to come back in overtime. They should be very concerned about that come playoff time because he our closer and we won without the closer.
Yeah.
In an overtime game, it ain't like, we blew them out. So I think it was a highly competitive game. I mean, I'm looking forward to the playoffs this year, um, on both sides, especially the East for me. But yeah, man, that was fun. It was fun, man. They had us turned up. I'm like, man, we don't get into many
Yeah.
skirmishes. So that was good to see, like Lou, one of our enforcers. I forgot what was his. What did I name him? For the Marvel. Forgot. I forgot.
Well, it
That
wasn't
was so.
Storm. I know that.
Oh man, hey, shout out to who I call Storm,
AJ
man.
Mitchell.
AJ, 6 man of the year, bro. You know I love you, man.
Yeah, I think
I
Lou
made
might
up
have been
for it.
Hulk, but we'll have to go back and look. I think you might have given him Hulk or maybe Wolverine, but
Yeah,
I'll have to go
I
back
think I
and look.
gave J Dub Wolverine. I think.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did give J-Dub Wolverine. Yeah, we'll have to pull that one back up and look over that one again. So I'm a fan of Lou Dort. I think every team, every successful team at least in the NBA, needs a Lou Dort type of player, a Dylan Brooks type of player, a Draymond Green type of player, right? Somebody that is gonna take on that physical battle, someone that is both mentally and physically tough enough, I think, to take on, the mind games and physical back and forths when you get into matchups like this or postseason series like this. So that first, I thought the play was a dirty ass play, and contrary to basically everybody in Oklahoma City, I thought it warranted being kicked out of the game. Like that was
Yeah,
away from the ball. It wasn't a basketball play in any way, shape, or form. To your point, I mean the trip is bad enough, but the kind of like he's walking away from Jokic and he stops, and it's kind of like the hip check and then the trip
yeah,
combination that I thought was incredibly dangerous. And what it kind of reminded me of was the Patrick Beverley play on Russell Westbrook, right? I mean, if people here don't think that warranted being kicked out, then what were you saying about the Patrick Beverley Russell Westbrook play that ultimately knocked Russ out of the postseason? I mean, if that situation was reversed and a Denver Nuggets player tried to do that to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, every Thunder fan on the planet would demand that that guy was kicked out of the game and would start calling him the dirtiest player in the NBA. So
yeah,
again, I think you need guys that are going to like get into that gray area of like competing and being physical and maybe pushing the boundaries. But I thought that was absolutely a dirty play. I thought it absolutely warranted Lou being thrown out, and you know you move on. I mean, but I will say like it's a tone setter in terms of the Thunder and the Nuggets and the back and forth that potentially takes place if these two meet in the postseason again, which I can't imagine it's better than last year's playoff matchup that went 7 games, but I am here for the Nuggets and the Thunder to match up in the postseason.
yeah. I can't wait, man. Hopefully they see each other. They probably will see each other. Honestly, I don't know. What's Denver in the West?
So right now,
OKC.
Denver would play Minnesota in the 4-5 matchup, which would
Oh,
mean
all
a
right.
second round series against OKC.
They need to be trying to move up because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone want to see Minnesota right now, like the way they playing, and they got an identity now too. You know, because that's what it's all about. You start seeing teams. You start seeing teams like really like hone in on their personality, like who they are. Like Detroit,
Yeah.
like we know who they are now. Minnesota, we know who they are. Like not just the top tier teams. I like that, man. But I like how, like you said, it's March. A lot of basketball. It's like a hoop. It's a hoop month going into March, April, May, June. So I think, yeah, I think that's a real possible matchup eventually in the playoffs. So hopefully, man, they keep that same energy, man, because that's good basketball to watch right there. Without getting kicked out the
Right.
game, Lou.
Right.
Man. Lou ain't getting kicked out no more games.
Yeah. That game was fun though. Like that felt like a playoff game on Friday night.
Yeah, they were really getting after it, man.
Yep. Okay, so I want to talk about. We've talked a ton about the Thunder role players the last few weeks and having to step up with all the injuries and everything. Uh, Two guys I want to mention real quick: Jared McCain and Isaiah Joe. So when the Thunder made the trade for McCain, we had the conversation about not only is this great for OKC because it adds shooting, but it kind of lights a fire under your other shooter Isaiah Joe
Yeah.
simultaneously. So since that trade, 10 games for the Thunder. Isaiah Joe in the 10 games since the McCain trade is averaging 16 points per game, which before I think he was averaging 8 points per game. He's shooting the three at 51%. He is 38 of 75, 51% from three. McCain, since joining the Thunder in the same 10-game stretch, is averaging 12 points per game, and he's shooting 43% from three. I mean, these two guys together have been fantastic over the last 10 games and have really added an element. I think when you look at them combined, that the Thunder have never really had like two sharpshooters like this since they got here, right? I mean, they've had good shooters, but not like two guys that are like, I mean, 40 plus. You know, you just know if they're open, it's going down.
Hey, man, Sam heard me, bro.
You
Sam
called it.
heard me.
You called it.
Sam heard me. Need another shooter off the bench. I've been watching him. He had some big shots against Denver down the stretch. So, yeah, Sam heard me, man. I feel like Sam heard me. But, yeah, that's going to be huge in the playoffs because, and Isaiah probably did light a fire on him. But Isaiah been playing solid. Oh, yeah, he always been solid. But now it's like, okay, now you got two guys that can stretch the floor at the end of games if you need to. Probably won't have them on the floor at the same time much in the playoffs, but at least you know in that second unit you got a knockdown guy and kind of a playmaker, you know. So maybe not the playmaker like Kaysen is, but who's been balling too.
Yeah,
Good Lord, Kaysen going crazy right now. But they got everybody clicking right now, and now they're getting healthy. But the fact that you can just rest, I love when you in that position. You sit in the catbird seat when you got J Dub, just chill. AJ, just chill out. We'll be okay. Take your time. It's March, you know. So when they come back in, man, it's gonna be back full swing. You know, everybody start making a big deal. We said it. They're gonna go through some. They're gonna lose some games. San Antonio is the only team close to having a number. But I think they're gonna figure that out eventually. But they match up so perfectly. But that's this. The key is Chet. Chet gonna have to match that energy because Wemby ain't going nowhere.
that's right.
It's getting perfect by the day. So like we're gonna need you to, we need to see some killer. He playing well though. Chet All-Star.
Yeah. You mentioned Queso. I mean, he's been fantastic as well. He's so now that February is over, Queso is in his third year out of Kentucky. He has 7 career 20-plus point games. 5 of them came in the month of February. He set his career high in February. He tied it again with 27. But this kind of goes back to the point, and you talked about this a while back. I think it was when we talked when Katie used the specialist term, like everybody in the NBA is kind of a specialist because you're kind of assigned to do a certain job and you're kind of assigned a certain role. But to your point, like everybody in the NBA is so damn good. Look at what Isaiah Joe has done when, a window of opportunity has opened over the last month with the injuries. Same thing for McCain. Same thing for Cason Wallace, who is one of the best defenders in the NBA, but all of a sudden has become an offensive threat when that window of opportunity is open and he's asked to do more and not necessarily just doing the specialist type thing that they're asking him to do. I mean, we saw Jay Will score 30 points last week, a career high. Like, everybody in the NBA is so good that sometimes it's just a matter of having the opportunity to show off your entire skill set as opposed to, kind of what the team is asking you to do on a regular basis, which might be more specialized.
That's what it's about. You come in,
Right.
you show that you are special at something, which I think every single person in the league is a specialist. I don't care who you are. LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant, Steph, like they all special at something. And then you work on your other skills, you know? So when I came in, hey, he shoot threes. All right, cool. I'm gonna show you I can do more than that, scoring wise, And that's what keeps you in the league. So like the Thunder, like the teams like the Thunder, the Spurs, um, Detroit, Minnesota, like you got guys that's like I call like Queso, switch army knife, J Will, J Dub, Lou. Like these guys can do more. Like, they 6'7", most of those guys on the wing, 6'7", long, deflection, steals, rebound, defend, two-way guys, knock down an open three. I mean, that's what the league is, So, we get guys that just start playing out of their mind, like Queso is, and it's like, you know, at the perfect time, coming down the stretch, and the way they shooting the ball right now, I mean, it's gonna be tough, as long as everybody stays healthy, man. Isaiah gonna be big too, man.
Yeah.
They gonna be really important because they do see Denver. They gonna need him to really step up for real. Because Denver still they hurt like Aaron Gordon. They really miss him.
Big time.
You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting when everybody get back up and running
I,
like completely.
I was having a conversation the other day about the Thunder and the postseason, and if everybody is healthy, what does the rotation look like? And first and foremost, I would just say the Thunder are so good at deploying the arsenal based on what they're facing, right? So I don't think you can necessarily say, like, when it comes to the playoffs, this is what the rotation looks like, because it's going to be based on how they can exploit their opponent, what their opponent is good at or weak at. I mean, that's one thing that I think the Thunder are so good at. It's not just like, I mean, they find ways to exploit you and to, maybe minimize their own weaknesses. So opponent plays a big role in what the rotation will look like, but just in general, if you talk about like a postseason series and all of a sudden, minutes are going to be limited for the bench guys because your starters start playing a lot more. I mean, there would be some very difficult decisions right now for Mark Daignault on whose number gets called situationally because they have so many great options and so many different guys that are playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, he'll figure it out. Long as everybody's healthy, he'll figure it
That's
out.
right.
Because one thing about that staff, man, is that they're gonna get the best out of you with what you do. So everybody, and I think all the guys are bought in to understand, like game by game, it could be different. As long as y'all staying ready, and that's never been a problem this year. Everybody that's had to step up due to injury, um, they all came in and stepped up and stepped up to the plate and handled business. Everybody came in there and stood on their own business. Isaiah, Queso, now McCain, AJ, like everybody steps in and Jay Will, so I mean, everybody comes in there, everybody steps in and handles their role well. I think that's gonna make it easier to determine the rotation after everybody gets back.
Agreed.
Everybody gonna be ready. Everybody has had, everybody's been exposed. Games like against Denver.
Yep.
That-
All right, we are out of time. We'll do this again, but I do want to ask you one question before we officially sign off. Have you seen the whole Jim Carrey speculation on the internet?
no, I have not.
Okay, so Jim Carrey apparently was at an award show or something over the weekend and didn't look like Jim Carrey. So I will tell you, go look at the Jim Carrey thing, and we'll talk about it on the next episode, whether or not you believe it was actually Jim Carrey or a clone or some random thing. Just search Jim Carrey and you'll find it, I promise.
All right. I don't know if you can clone Jim Carrey, but I'm gonna look him up
It,
though.
it would be difficult. I agree. One of a kind.
Yeah. How can you clone that guy? Yeah, man. Great episode. You know what's crazy too? This is like, I don't remember the league being so many teams with winning records are terrible. That are terrible. Like winning records. I don't remember the league having that many teams with winning records that's bad.
Is that because the bottom of the league is just so god awful?
That's got to be it,
Just the
right? I
bottom
was
of the
trying,
league is a complete punching bag?
like Utah and Washington. Yeah, it got to be that. It got to be that, man. That was just something I was thinking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
All right, my dude. We'll do it again on Wednesday. Play a little catch up. We still got a lot to talk about, so I'll save some of the other bullets for Wednesday. But glad we finally got our makeup episode, and we'll
Yep.
do it again in a couple days.
See you in a couple days, bro.